What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We got a next chapter 5v5 rankings. I want to address the 1v1 comments. I read them. This is a community. I want to respond to the comments. So main point in the 1v1 rankings were one, Moon got snubbed a little bit. That was one. My thought process on that was, yes, he was number 5 because the guys in front of him, I think, would be a slight favorite if they played. Like if there's a betting favorite, I think like a guy like Rob, Frigga, Fombi, I think they would be slightly favored if they played Moon. With that being said, Moon is always the underdog and always wins. So I'm not saying he can't be number 1 because he really is a legend. But my thought process was if they played head up, straight up, they'd be slight favorites. And that's my framework on that. And then 2, what was the other one? Fombi over Frigga. I just think Fombi fits this current atmosphere of one-on-one, and YouTube one-on-one's a little bit better than Frigga does. I think Frigga's a hell of a player. Like, he could beat Fombi any day, any given day. I think it's a pretty even matchup. But I just think Fombi's a little more experienced in those specific one-on-ones that I was kind of ranking, which is the current atmosphere of YouTube one-on-ones. So that was the 2 main points I think I saw in the comments. Yeah, and so I just wanted to let you guys know what I was thinking there. And then we got the 5-on-5 rankings here. Sorry, the room's a little bit of a mess. There's a reason for that. I'm rearranging some stuff. There's something new that I'll be doing within probably the next 4 to 6 weeks. I'll probably announce it, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, we'll see. This is a tough list right here. 5-on-5. We got 14 players. I didn't include BJ in this one, but I'll include him at the end, I think. But I don't. He's not here. He's not on the active roster. So, but I did see a few comments saying you guys wanted me to put him in the one-on-one rankings. All right, first 2, again, hate to do this to him, Twins. And like I said in the one-on-one video, if there was a draft, I would pick them they'd be top. There's 14 players in the pool. They'd be top 7 on my draft board. Because 1, I wouldn't want them on the other team. And then 2, I just value what they do alongside me, because I know what I bring to a 5-on-5, and I think they complement that well. They do all the really little gritty things that just goes a long way. Alexa, shut up. Siri, whoever you are, shut up. Sorry. She's still talking. All right. Wow. I just lost my whole train of thought. Yeah, but with the Twins, I just think their skill sets are a little immature at this point. They have good skill sets, but it's just, I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, the other 12 guys on the list, I just think, let's frame this, though, before I go any further. What's the framework for these rankings? I'm going off of highest overall. If there's a 2K rating, who would be the highest overall player? How does your skill set translate to 5v5? What have you done in 5v5 basketball? What's your resume? What's your basketball resume? Where'd you play at in college? What did you do at that college? What have you done in 5v5 YouTube? I'm taking all those things into consideration. But basically, if someone were to make a G League team, who would be the quickest to make a roster and then go down from there? That's kind of the framework. I hope that made sense. That was kind of all over the place. Number 12, this is a little bit of a cop-out. I'm going Day. Not enough information, really. Even though I know Day's like that. Like, I have the info. I know he's tough. But I'm going to go ahead and cop out because it's just going to get... These are too close. These rankings are very close. It's not as easy as one-on-one, head-to-head. Number 11... another cop-out. Kel, not enough info. Do I think Kel's game translates well to 5s? Yeah, I do, for sure. We're putting him at 11 for the sake of this conversation. Because, yeah, these are guys we've really seen a lot and we know. Number 10. I'm going J. Lou. Great skill set. I just if I'm putting him up against these guys in a 5v5 setting, I I I just have him at 10. There's not really anything to be said there. He is a great player. I think he pushes the pace, and what he brings to a 5-on-5 is pretty unique. Like he's a real threat when he has the ball. I think he needs to be in the right situation where he is the ball dominant player. I think that's going to get the most out of Jay Lou. And so in the right situation, he could just go crazy, I think. But that's not always the case. And sometimes you have to play alongside other ball dominant players. And so for that reason, I'll put him at 10. Number 9, I'm going with. Actually. Man. I think I'm actually going to go Moon at 10, Jay Lou at 9. Just because I think Moon checks out in 5v5. Not checks out. He plays so hard, and he's really versatile. So he can defend a lot of different positions. He just speeds the pace up, I think. He can get some chase down blocks. He's a great defender. You can make some really spectacular plays in 5v5s. But I think he's just not really built. Like, I think he's built for 1v1. Like, he's a legend for a reason. 5v5s, he has a different approach to the game. He just doesn't flourish as much. He's really too selfless as well in 5v5s. Sometimes I can kind of apply that to myself as well. You just not being as aggressive as he should be. If he were to really take the reins on a 5v5 team, I think we would have seen a different side of Moon. But just haven't seen that yet, and I don't know if he, so another guy that I think if you make him the guy, he's going to flourish, and he has a skill set to do so. But what we've seen, and I didn't see any college ball from Moon or anything, so I'll put him at 10 for 5v5. Jay Lou at 9. I'm going to go with Fambi at 8. Great two-way player. Can impact the games. It can impact the 5v5 game in more than one way. He doesn't just need to score the ball. He can play defense. He impacted our game without scoring. When we played Friga Fam, East Coast versus Friga Fam, he definitely had an impact on the game. And I don't think he scored once the whole time in all the games. So he brings that energy, and he's a good defender, strong body, can help rebound. Yeah, so I got him at 8. Number 7, I'm going to go with Cam at 7. I think Cam's a little bit more consistent in a 5v5 setting than Fambi is. Cam had a great game against us. Another one just impacted arguably the MVP of our game with the Friga Fam. Killed it. Super athletic. Hit some really timely shots, some big buckets and big moments when they needed it the most. Made some defensive plays. Like, he just brings that energy. He has leadership qualities, not necessarily just vocal, but he just with action. He just plays hard, and he's got a nice skill set to complement the energy that he brings. So I'm gonna go Cam at 7, slight edge against Fambi, and then at 6 I'm gonna go Slim. Slim, I've seen Slim in a serious 5-on-5 setting. He locks in a different kind of way. He's a different player than you see in a 5v5 park takeover or anything like that. He really plays his role well. He kind of cuts out all the fat in his game. He doesn't really take bad shots when he really locks in. He rises to the occasion of a serious 5-on-5 game. Plays really hard, runs the floor hard, and he's just a superior athlete, so he can grab offensive rebounds, get you crazy 50-50 balls. Like, he rebounds the ball really well in a real 5-on-5 game. And he just uses his athleticism well, and he can shoot. He can heat up. If he gets hot, he's so valuable because he does all the other things. If he gets hot, Slim is really good, potentially really good in 5-on-5s. But I definitely think he needs to be, like, if he's the primary ball handler, I don't think that best suits him consistently. He can have a good day with that, but not consistently. Number 5, I'm going with Draco. I'm going to give Draco the slight edge on Slim because I just think Draco's skill set's a little more polished, and I know what he's going to bring to the table. 3 and D, catch and shoot, pump fake, 2 dribbles, nice midi pull up. He's got a really polished game that I like. And I think it fills in a hole well for any 5-on-5 team. Similar to, like, I'm not even gonna name names because you guys would be like, oh my god, you're comparing him to so and so. But he's pretty passive, but he can score. I think he takes good shots. Has had success in the TBL, and I know those stats can be a little bit inflated at times. Like, you can have somebody averaging like 28, and it's just like, he's good, but damn, 28 a game. But I know Draco is a really good 5s player. Played overseas professionally, and yeah, he's just got a nice polished skill set. Number 4, Nathan. I'm going Nathan. We're kind of rolling through this right now. This is on the spot. You guys know I just put the names on the board, so I leave myself up for, like, I'm pretty vulnerable when I do these rankings because I'm not thinking about anything prior to. It's just boom. So I can make some mistakes, but I feel like this is solid so far. Nathan at 4. If you're somebody that knows Nathan's game and agrees with this position, cool. If you're not, Nathan hasn't had the most advantageous positions on YouTube, in my opinion. He hasn't shown his best at all in the 5v5 setting on YouTube. I think he's a lot better. I think he thrives in a system, and that's why he was so successful in college. He's a very smart player, but he's somebody that can kind of get pushed to the back when he's playing alongside of players that he's not on the same page with. So if you don't agree with Nathan at 4, do a little bit more research and just watch him in a real setting. But yeah, I think I think the YouTube space for 5-on-5 necessarily isn't the best for Nathan. Played in Columbia, had a lot of success in college, and just a really smart player. Like, can light it up. Nathan's number 4 for me. I'm gonna go Friga at 3. Don't need to say too much about Friga. You guys know Friga. Tay at 2. And that leaves Rob, the consensus number 1 overall player in 1v1s and 5v5s. Rob did what he did in college. He broke records at his school. It was the Division II school, but a good one at that. And, like, he just killed, though. And if you guys know basketball, high-level Division II basketball is very good, and you can beat mid-major Division I teams. Like, I went to an NAIA school, and we took small Division I's to overtime and played them really close. But a high Division II, like, Rob killed that level, and then he went on, had a lot of success professionally, and then we saw in the TBT this year, had 27 and won the game. So, like, Rob is number 1. Where would I put BJ on here? I would probably put BJ at 2, to be honest, and I would move Tay to 3. I didn't put BJ on here because he's not really on the active roster, but you guys love BJ, and I would put BJ at 2 if you guys were wondering. That's a solid list. I'm happy with this list. I think that's pretty good. I've made worse lists. I've made better lists probably, but that was pretty accurate. Let me read them off again. We got Rob at 1, Tay at 2, Friga at 3, Nathan at 4, Draco at 5, Slim at 6, Cam at 7, Fambi at 8, J-Lu at 9, Moon at 10, Kel at 11, Day at 12, Trey at 13, Trell at 14. Let me know what y'all think about that. I think that's accurate. I think that's pretty accurate with the framework that I gave you guys. But again, blow the comments up. Let me know what you think. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? W list, L list in the comments. Let me know. Drop a like on this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.